Hey guys, I am so excited that I have trying to figure out a new way to film while most of you know that I shattered my ankle and I am stuck in a recliner for four more weeks. So I'm trying to figure out life from a recliner. So I'm thinking this is going to work better because you can actually see my journal. The videos that I've been doing, you can't see what I'm doing and what's the sense of doing it, you know? So today I'm going to work on showing you how I did this tree. I really liked how that turned out. And it was such an easy process. I thought, well, that would be kind of fun to show everybody. So let me just give you an overview of what I'm going to be working in. As you guys know, I'm in a love affair with a Moleskine journal. So I'm going to be working in my Moleskine journal. The problem with this, I'm going to apologize now, is that I am working on a hospital table on my recliner. So every time I move, the camera's going to wiggle jiggle. I am sorry. I don't know that I can do much about that. So I'm working in a Moleskine journal. I have wax paper and I use that on every page. I'll always just put a piece of wax paper in because it just sort of protects what's underneath. This page I've already done. It's just a background technique. Let me just show you something that I do. I'm just making sure you can see, is that I just have background pages prepped and ready to go. And all of these pages is extra paint. I use my credit card and I kind of swipe and put, let me try to get my credit card so I can show you. It's not a credit card, it's a hotel key card. So oh, excuse me. Hold on, trying to find something. So here you can see this pattern. I'm just taking it and kind of putting paint on there. This pattern here, this round, I take my card on its side and I just dip it in paint, like I dip it in gesso, and if I do this and then this, I can kind of get these rounded patterns. Washi tape. I found this grid from an old fridge. It was like on the ice maker, so that like I don't know, a drain, I guess, So I'll use that and I'll spray and then do the ghost print of it on the other side. So this is the ghost print of this grid. Ghost print meaning I spray it like this, and that's a straight up stencil, and then because it's going to have all this medium and dyes on it, then I flip it over and put it, and there you get the darker. So let me see if I can find a regular one. Again, this is extra paint and the credit card and just spray dyes and just kind of having fun. What I do on my journals is I do put a piece of washi tape in to protect the binding, you see. It just becomes kind of part. I hate that wobble for you guys. I am so sorry. But you see how it just becomes kind of part of the background. But I do put washi tape in to gird up that binding and to keep everything kind of in. Okay, so I've got my page that I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be working right next to the other tree, so it will always be a reference. I am going to use matte gel medium. Can you use glue? Absolutely. Can you use Elmer's glue? I would be honored if you would. I might just water it down just a little bit so that it becomes sort of like the consistency of, I don't even know, just not a whole lot of water, just water it down a little bit so that you can kind of work with it easier in brushing it. Straight out of the tube, it can be a little bit thick. I'm going to use paper that I can create with. So let me just go ahead and get started and kind of show you what I did. So hold on. Okay, so I'm going to tear, and I want it to have kind of like a bigger base. So I'm going to kind of tear and then sort of come up. So this is a great beginning. I'm going to use my finger to do this with because I can't get near a sink. If I use water, then my brushes are going to be sitting in water all day, and that will just ruin them, and I don't want to. So a finger it is. So here I'm just going to put I am so sorry about that wiggle. That will be my next brainstorm, is how to get rid of that wiggle. Hospital tables, I guess, are not meant to be sturdy. So you see how I'm starting to build that up, but I would like more. So I'm just gonna start tearing and see what I like and what I don't like. So if I put the gel medium or glue on the bottom and on the top, I can sort of bend this as needed to really kind of look craggly and kind of go in all weird directions like a branch would. You know, a branch doesn't just jut straight out and kind of live there. It does this whole like weird, you know, organic kind of shape. So I am trying to get that organic shape. It's not looking very organic now. I get that. I hear you. Oh, I hear you. But let's see if I can come down this way a little bit and make it look sort of coolio. You know, I don't like how that looks kind of sitting straight out there. So I'm just going to bend it up over onto itself so that it becomes a little bit more twisty. You see that? All right. Let's see what else I can do. Now see, this would come in. I do feel like this limb, it would not be held by the, it needs to be thicker so that it would be, come on, there. Because it would just not be able to be supported by that little squiggly guy. So you just kind of play with it and keep it coming on, and oh, that's a good one, that tore. I'm going to have this one coming up over here. So the first step is just laying down the foundation of your tree. So as you're looking at this, you can see these circles are done with gelatos. You can really get them blended and fun and nice and all that. Is my Bic Cristal pen. Okay, so this is just a little bit more complicated because you have to find your tree and sort of draw it. So I feel like up here I kind of have this sort of I'm just going to kind of start to define where my tree is. Now remember, here I had this branch was coming down. So I'm just going to hush for this part and just let you kind of see what I do, because there ain't no use talking. So okay, enjoy. general idea. And then what I do is, I've kind of just taken these long, these long lines. I just kind of fill in some of them with just straight up black ink so that it just looks kind of gnarly and tree-like.